I bought this salvage title car from Copart. Now this car did not always look like this. I had to take it apart, rebuild it, and go get a rebuilt title. Now, just like you, I always wanted to know what it was like to change a salvage title car to a rebuilt title car. Now in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how I did that. But just like you know, there's such a stigma about salvage cars. No matter who you ask, they always say, make sure it's a clean title. So what exactly is a salvage title? And is it bad to buy a car like that? Those are the things I had to ask myself. Now I've been flipping cars for years and they all have been clean title. I tried to look around the internet. I couldn't find anybody that could help me. So I decided to buy a cheap car like this Honda Civic so I can learn on my own. You see, I didn't want to invest in something so expensive. I wanted to learn the paperwork and what it was going to take to get this thing to a rebuilt title. So I bought this Honda Civic. Now, was it an easy road? Kind of. A salvage title is a car that the insurance company deemed a loss. So are they that bad of cars? You see, a salvage title can be anything from an extremely damaged car and it could be only used for parts to something with a minor accident, just like this Civic. So it could be as easy as changing out a hood, a fender, a bumper, and some headlights to possibly pulling out the whole frame. Now, what I've noticed with salvage cars is that the mileage is way better. This is because you're gonna purchase a newer car with less miles that has been totaled out by the insurance company. So how do you rebuild your title? How do you turn a salvage title to a rebuilt title? It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So the first thing we had to do here was fix the car. That I did myself.
So here's how this whole thing went down. I went to Copart trying to find the cheapest car I can find, but I wanted something that was decent, so I went with a Honda Civic. I found this one for $800. Went ahead, went to Copart, picked it up, put a trailer on my truck, and I pretty much strapped this thing to my truck and got it home safely. As soon as I got the car home, I took it off the trailer and I had to assess what needed to be done to it. I wanted something with light damage just like this one, so you can see we needed a fender, we needed a hood, we needed a bumper, and we needed headlights. So I grabbed a buddy of mine, we went ahead, took out the whole front end of the car to make sure that there was no frame damage, and we did find some frame damage. So the frame damage was very light, so what we did was we strapped a ratchet strap to the tree, pulled it out, and it was super easy. It came out like nothing. It was very, very minimal damage. And then we went ahead, took off the old hood, and we replaced it with a new hood. I grabbed this hood on eBay. Now I made sure that I kept my receipts because I had to bring that with me when I went ahead to go get my rebuilt title. I kept the receipt for my fender as well, the headlights and the bumper. And this is what we had when we put it back together. You can see everything was lined up. Next thing I did was clean the car all the way down, make sure that it was nice and clean. And then we had to start sanding the car. So I went ahead, sanded out the car. We sanded out the bumper, the whole front end. And then we needed to paint it. So I made sure everything was sanded out correctly. I washed the car one more time, and then I started to tape the car off so we can start our paint. This is very important. This was a very important key. So we went ahead, we started our paint. We started with the bumper, made sure everything was good. I went ahead and applied 3 coats of base coat, and I also applied 2 coats of clear coat, and the car came out super sick, guys. This is pretty much what we have before we put the car together, and it looked really good. I let it dry for about a day or so before I even touched it, and I went ahead and I put on the headlights, and I also put on the bumper, and we got this car ready so that we can go get it inspected. I was super excited. Everything was cool, and it looked really good. All the fenders and everything was lined up, so we were ready to go. This is what we had. And this is what we had before. And again, this is the after. You can see, big difference. Can't go wrong.
The second thing was to fill out the paperwork. Now, I didn't know what I was doing with the paperwork, so I called my local motor vehicles, and this is what happened.
This call may be monitored for quality assurance. Salvage, how can I help you?
Hey, how's it going? I just had a quick question. I was just trying to go over the process of filing a salvage title. This is my first time doing it. I just want to know the steps I need to take to get it done.
I mean, all I can really say is get a hold of our application, fill it out, sign it, attach the title and all the documents that you have, mail it out, and we'll just have to review everything you have for an appointment.
Okay. So I have the application in front of me. I'm just a little confused. I don't know how I need to fill it out. I just need help with it. I just don't want to.
Every day.
I just don't want to send it out and then it gets sent back. It's a long process, I heard. All right. So in the event I send it and something's wrong with it, I will have to go through the whole process again.
So if we need any further information from you, we send you a rejection letter stating that we couldn't process your application because of X, Y, and Z.
All right. I guess I'll figure it out. Appreciate it. So as you guys see, really no help in New York for them to try to help you through with the process. So we're gonna go ahead, fill it out ourselves the best we can, and make sure that we try to do everything correctly on the application. So I fill that application out right here. Then you want to send your corporation information, which I have right here, and your business certificate. You would have a bill of sale if you're just doing this as a private person. Since I'm a company, I have what's called an MV50. We use MV50s to sell cars to people, and then our original salvage title. So we want to send that with this application in an envelope with a check. I got my check here for $205 for New York State. Now again, this is for you to get your inspection for your car. Doesn't mean you're going to pass right now. So we're setting this up so we can send this out to get our inspection. Doesn't seem that hard. They seem so nonchalant on the phone call, as you saw. I just wanted somebody to walk me through. I feel like, that's their job to walk me through. And then she didn't want to transfer me to anybody else. I'm that type of person. I ask so many questions, and this is how I learn things in business, whatever it is. I ask questions, I'll keep pounding and keep calling people until I get the answer. So we're gonna send all that out and pray for the best. I'm trying to hurry up and get this car to one of you guys. The faster we get the rebuild title, the faster I can give this car away. Anyway, let's send the paperwork out. Now, as you can see, I barely got any help. Now, I'm a dealer, I have a dealer license, but this process will be the same if you're just a regular person.
3 weeks later.
Okay, so I'm on my way to the inspection finally. This is actually my first test drive. The car is driving pretty good. And this will be my first salvage inspection. A little nervous, but not nervous in the sense of something's gonna happen. Just nervous that I never done it before. From what I hear, they only stress the bodywork, stuff like that, and to make sure that it's structurally sound. They don't stress anything mechanically like a regular inspection, unless of course the insurance claimed that there was a bad engine or transmission, but this was just bodywork. Okay guys, I just got here, parking the car, about to go inside. Let's see how it goes. Okay guys, here in the waiting room, waiting. They said my receipts were good, so hopefully everything else falls through. They just asked me a couple questions. I had to open all of the doors, open the trunk, give them the paperwork. So they just asked me what I did to it. So hopefully everything is good. Let's wait. And we passed, guys, we passed. Wasn't as bad, guys, as I thought it would be. Super simple. I did what I had to do, and we passed the inspection. Conclusion, turning a salvage car to a rebuild car is really not that bad. If I can do it out there, you guys can do it out there. And by the way, guys, we'll be giving this car to a lucky subscriber once we hit 20,000 subscribers. So stay tuned. And if you want to see the full build on this car, go to the channel. There's a few videos showing exactly how this thing was built.